Today we're finishing this tote bag by putting boxed corners and some top stitch in, so come sew with me.
Good morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
Me and my friends are having a great time. It's not face to face, it's all online. We're all in our homes, miles away. Love them like my family, what can I say? My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, Gifted Crafters, and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Good morning out there on this very chilly day. I hope everyone is staying nice and warm. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ, and on this channel, we just talk about everything crafting, from knitting, sewing, crocheting, and just so much more. So we cover it all, and we have a lot of fun doing it. Now, if you are here for the first time, put your name in the chat and let everyone know, or let us know, even if you're watching the replay, leave us a comment because we love to read them and we love to kind of keep our community going. So let's see who we have with us this morning, shall we? All right, let's see. We've got Joyce Adams out there. Good morning to you. We've got Faker McFake. Hey, good morning. We've got our friends from Canada. Hope you guys are staying nice and warm over there. We've got Lisa Lilly from Richmond, Illinois. We've got Alice. Good morning to you. We've got Melissa from East Texas. We've also got Jackie Hallman. Good morning to you. We've got Sue Galvin coming in here. And oh wow, oh, you missed us last night. No worries, Sue. Hope you are staying warm as well. All right, we've got Robin's Quilt Basket. Good morning to you. We've got Faith Huggins from Alabama. Good morning. We've got Keisha coming in, and we've got Bettina Fink. Good morning to you. Oh, you are confused on which side to sew on. Okay, I think that's on the paper pattern. Okay, I'll see if I can go through it again for you. Okay, we'll talk about that one. All right, Lori, good morning from Forest, Virginia. We've got Lisa Lilly. Oh, I said that one. Let's see, JBL, good morning to you. Boy, you guys are talking it up on that chat. That's awesome. Let's see, we've got Heather Kaufman. Good morning. Yes, happy Tuesday. Yay. We've got Barbara from Ohio. We've got Jenny Owens. Good morning. Nancy from Boston. Doris coming in. Good morning. Let's see here. We've got Dimitri. Good morning to you. We've got Connie. Good morning. Let's see, Melissa Hutchins, good morning. Melinda, good morning. Flo, oh boy, from sunny North Carolina, it's going to be 45 degrees today. Yay. Yeah, I think that's about what it's going to be down here in Florida. So, yeah, actually, let's see, we got a high of 68 and a low of 40. Yeah, we're coming up to 68 because, man, it was really cold again last night, and it was pretty chilly. When I woke up, I think it was around 37, and it's been climbing since. So, yeah. Cindy Ball, good morning from Florida. We've got Starry from Wisconsin. Cheryl, I'm sorry, from Wisconsin checking in with us. We've got Jaws Mom from Lake Ridge, Virginia. Good morning, Karen. Good morning. And so many more. Guys, if I missed you, sorry. The chat was kind of moving along. So let's see what we have with us today. So like I said, it's been pretty chilly. So yet again, another sweatshirt, sweater type thing for me. Burr. It's been so cold. I think even Mr. H is cold, right? We've got Mr. H in the background here helping out with all the graphics and technical things. So we're happy to have him here. And yeah, he's cold, and you know, we've got to keep him nice and toasty and warm. So show him lots of love over there. Okay. Oh, you're getting toasty now. You're strutting your quilt. That's sure. Why not? All righty. Okay, guys, so we've been doing stuff all along, and today we're gonna hopefully finish up this tote bag, and then just show you a couple of things that I received yesterday. So it's gonna be really a lot of fun. But before we do all of that, let's go ahead and grab ourselves a nice hot cup of something, right? Hot for you, cold for me. I'm going to have my ice cold water because, you know, I just need to have that in the morning. Some reason it just, you know, calls to me.
This song is for Faker McFake.
This song's for Faker McFake. Oh, yeah. Faker McFake, this one's for you. I don't know what he's playing, but he's got something. Yep. Okay. So go ahead and grab yourself a cup of whatever it is you have in the morning, and I am pouring you a cup of something nice, hot, warm, and toasty. So raise your glasses nice and high, guys. Cheers, everyone. Hope you guys have a fantastic day and stay nice and toasty in your craft rooms. Cheers, everyone. One more for me. Okay. I'm not sure what you're playing in the background. I'm not able to hear what you guys are hearing, so I don't know, but I think Mr. H is liking whatever it is that we're playing in the background. All right, are we good now? Can we move on?
I was dancing the jig.
You were dancing the jig. Okay. I have no idea. I'll just watch it later and find out later what shenanigans he has going on. Who knows, right? Okay, so now that we've got our drinks out of the way, let's move over to our food cart because we got to do a little exercise, and we've got some drone deliveries heading your way as well. So go ahead and grab yourself your snacks. We've got everything on the food cart. Here we go. Let's just go ahead and stretch and go ahead and walk yourself over to the food cart, make the line. Faker McFake, do not skip the line there. Take your time and get on the line. Go ahead and grab your snacks. We've got some croissants that just came out of the oven, but we've got some healthy stuff too, like carrots and kale, and I think there's some strawberries and bananas there today. So nice little treat. If you don't want to go outside, no worries. We will send the drone over to you with all of your goodies, okay? Awesome. Oh, Flo says it makes her want to dance around, so I'm not sure exactly what it is that he's playing in the background, but he's having a lot of fun doing it. So, all right. Oh, Connie wants some cake. Yeah, she's got some cake. No worries. We'll get that cake over to you, whether you want it through the drone or if you're going to stroll down the park. No worries. Yeah, happy Mardi Gras. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He kind of has his own thing going.
Saints come marching in.
Ah, Saints come marching in. Okay, there you go. he's just, you know, does his own thing. I don't know. I don't get it. I told him he just pull a chair and just sits next to me and, you know, we can do it together. But he refuses to get on the camera. So I don't know what to tell you guys. Anyway, okay, let's move on. So we've got our snacks, we've got our treats, and I hope you're in a safe place to watch because we've got some, you know, stuff to talk about here. So if you're tuning in for the first time this week, we've been working on the Jelly Roll Braid Tote Bag pattern, okay? This tote bag pattern is very simple. It's beginner friendly, and it involves some paper piecing as well to do that middle section. And we've kind of been working through it. Let me just kind of move some stuff to the side here. And you can see I've got my bag here. It's kind of turned inside out, but this is the back side that you don't typically get to see. And you can see all of the quilting that we have done here. Of course, the inside is much prettier, right? So I can't flip it over because I've got everything pinned down, but we've been basically doing this pattern, and I guess we can show them on the desk cam what the bag looks like here. This is what the bag looks like here. Of course, the PDF is available from the Fat Quarter Shop. Link is below. The Jelly Roll Braid Tote Bag pattern. You can bang this out in a day. We've been breaking down every single step in detail. So if you are a beginner sewer, you know, no worries, because you'll be able to do this very, very easily. So just follow our steps one by one, okay? All right. So topic for today are some boxed corners, because now that we've got our handles in, we've put our lining, we need to kind of do the box corners. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And it's pretty simple. And then we'll kind of roll back, and I'll go back to the paper piecing for those of you that are still a little bit confused on that. I can touch upon that. But let's get through some of this first, because I really want to finish this bag today, because the idea is for me to go ahead and finish this bag today, and then tomorrow looking to do a little bit of work in embrilliance and maybe do a little bit of embroidery, right? You know, I've got those shirts that I told you about. They're sitting off to the side, and it's still nice and cold, and I want to get some embroidery in so I can get that onto a shirt. So I'm hoping to get that done. And, you know, you guys are going to help me do it, and we'll all do it together. I did get Stitch Artist 3, so I am now officially able to kind of digitize my own stuff. So I'm excited about that. And I've just been learning a lot of things along the way. Had some hiccups on my computer, my laptop that I normally use and do a lot of work on kind of went kaput. And I did take it in for service, but it is completely dead, guys. So luckily I was able to kind of extract all of the data. I do have to go and pick it up, but I've got a laptop that I can work off of, and that's what we'll be using tomorrow until I can get a new one. So that's what we're going to be kind of focusing on tomorrow. So a little bit of work on that. Not 100% sure on the designs. I have some ideas. I just need to go ahead and pick one of, I think, of the 5 that I have picked out. But I will pick something out, and then I'll let you guys know what we're doing tomorrow with that. Okay, so on this project, let's get back to this. So we did our handles, right? We went ahead and we top stitched. And we did this yesterday, where we were lining up our handles to make sure that they are 1/2 inch out and 1 inch over from that main stitch line that we had. And so you see that is done. And then we took a 1/2 inch and we went ahead and we stitched this all the way on the top. So the handles are now secured and in place. Then what we wanted to do is we wanted to separate the lining. This is just the lining on this side, and then we have the bag itself on this side. And from there, we're going to go ahead and do the boxed corners. So now on the handles, we had different choices. I was waiting for some webbing to come in, and I wanted to kind of just show you the different webbings, because there is some things that you may want to also do. Now, The instructions had you do the webbing on the inside and then put the fabric wrapped around it, right? And so I had showed you the black webbing, which is what I had on hand. And at first I didn't want to use it because I was waiting on the webbing that was coming in. But when it came in, it wasn't exactly what I wanted. So I just said, you know what, bite the bullet, just use this black webbing. No one's going to see it. It's going to be on the inside. So that's what I ended up doing. So you're going to see that black webbing in here, kind of nuzzled inside. And then I went ahead and stitched up the straps. So we talked about stitching up the straps and all the steps that were involved in that. But I wanted to show you something. If you're not a fan of doing the straps, you can just use the webbing. And there's all kinds of different webbing out there. So I wanted to show you a couple. This was one that I had picked up on one of the expos. And you can see here, this is kind of these webbings that you can kind of use that are kind of fun that are out there. This one kind of has like this rainbow color and it looks like a measuring tool, right? And so I thought that would be really fun if you're doing a bag that is all about crafting and whatnot. And that, look at that. Wouldn't that just be the cutest handle? Right? So you can find webbing that has some decorative stuff out there that really would work. So you can use something like this if you're not wanting to create your own handles and putting the webbing on the inside. Some of the other things that you can get, and let me just roll this back up so I can stick this back in the bag here. Some of the other things that you can get are webbing with other decorative features, and you can of course get the plain webbing. I also got this is just 1-inch webbing. I've got it in the cream color, and I did get a pink because I know I'll be making more bags, so I definitely will need that color. And so I thought this one would be cute. I could have just used this one, but at the time I had already cut it, so I just said forget it. We're just gonna go with this one. And then there's this one here, and let me just open this up to show you. I thought this one was just so cute. I almost went ahead with this one. It's got a little pin here, so do have to be careful. But this is some webbing that has a beautiful little decorative stitch in the middle. Let me bring it to the desk cam so you can see that. Isn't that just beautiful? That would make a beautiful strap as well. So if you are looking at your handles and you're trying to decide, you know, there are options out there. And I thought this was really nice. It's double, so if I turn it around, you know, it has that nice decoration in the middle, that nice stitch here. I thought that was just beautiful. And that would go really well. This one has like a cream color, so, you know, you can find things out there that will really match your bag. There's all kinds of different webbing. So, you know, just kind of browse around and see what will work with the types of fabrics that you picked here. Yeah, that is the most beautiful one. It is. It is just so cute. I thought it was just beautiful. But by then I said, you know, I had already decided, and I went ahead and stitched it. And then I looked at it and said, well, you know, I could have gone with this one. That would have been cute too. So yeah, if I make a second one, this is probably the one I'm going to use because, you know, it's got a little bit of that pink in there and it's just so cute. So, but these are the types of designs that were also, you can do yourself, right? So even though you have that fabric covering it on top, grab your embroidery machine and you can do a beautiful decorative stitch right down the middle, right? You can just put it on your embroidery machine, put your name on it if you wanted to. You can put little flowers, little hearts, whatever it is you want. You can go ahead and stitch that right on the strap, and that will just make it a little bit unique, a little different from all the bags that are out there, right? So if you're looking to kind of create something just a little different, that's something that you can do. And I would do that before putting that onto your bag, right? And that way you have the freedom to kind of just put that on the hoop, go ahead and stitch it. What you can do is you can go ahead and just, before you put the webbing in there, go ahead and take the fabric and put it on the hoop. Put your decorative stitch or whatever it is you want to put on the strap. And then after it's embroidered, then you go ahead and you put the webbing in the middle and you reinforce it and attach it to your bag. So that way your decorative stitching is already on there. Now, what I would warn though, and I'll kind of pull this out so you can see this, you do have to be careful if you decide to do some embroidery work on your strap. Pay attention to the direction and just know that your straps are going to be looped, right? So if you're putting, let's say, I don't know, letter A, let's just say the letter A all the way down, right? If you do the letter A, it depends. First of all, you're going to want to pick the right side, right? So you've got your interior and your exterior. So this is what's going to, what'll be shown when you put it on. But then you also have to think about the loop. So you're going to have it going this way. Are you going to have it going this way? What direction do you care to have? But if you're just doing like a little flower, a typical design, it really won't matter directionally which way you place it on the strap. Whether the strap is up or it's down, it's still going to look the same. So be very mindful on the design that you pick to put on your strap, because you do have to worry about that directional, or maybe you don't. It really depends, whether that's important to you. So you can definitely have something like that. But yeah, I thought this strap was just gorgeous. I love the decorative design on it. But we're definitely going to use this for a future bag, because I do make a lot of bags. They're just fun to make and they're so easy. So I want to make one more, and I'm going to need a bag that I could use just to kind of grab and go as I kind of go along with my mom. So we'll definitely do some of that. Okay, so now that you've got your straps all selected and secured in place, the next thing we want to do are those boxed corners, right? So what you want to do here is we want to take this and we want to lay this on a flat surface, okay? You're separating your lining fabric from your exterior fabric, and your seam is going to be right down the middle on both sides. One thing you'll want to check to make sure is that the seams are lined up on top of each other. That's how you'll know you're nice and squared here. And then what you're going to want to do is you can grab a ruler, and you can either grab a pencil and mark it, or you can just cut it with your rotary cutter. And what we're going to do is go over to, we're going to do this on all four sides. I've already done two and cut them out, as you can see here. Okay, these are all cut out. So what we're going to do is going to do the lining side, because you have to do it on both sides. So on the lining side, I'm going to put my ruler down, and I'm going to measure in about 2.5 inches this way and 2.5 inches this way. So you have a nice square, 2.5 inch square right on the bottom. Make sure that all of your fabric is underneath the ruler and you are lined up on that 2.5 inch mark. Then you can either take your rotary cutter and go ahead and cut this piece out, or you can mark it with your pencil and cut it later. It's totally up to you, however you want to do it. I went ahead and marked it just so you guys could see that there. I know it's kind of light, so it's a little hard for you guys to see it. So let me see if I can go back and do it a little bit darker. So let's see, 2.5 inches in and 2.5 inches long. Let me try to just make this a little darker so you guys can see. Nice and dark. And so there you have it. You got your nice square right here. Now I can mark it and take my rotary cutter, or I can just go ahead and cut it. So let's see. I've got this lined up here. I might as well grab my rotary cutter and go ahead and cut. And then I'm going to cut going the other way, just making sure that I'm at that 2.5-inch mark. And I'm going to just kind of turn it for me just so I can get a better look and see it. Yeah, I'm a little short on the cut. Let me just go ahead and cut it since I've already marked it. I kind of freehand it. It's just easier for me. Just make sure you're on that flat surface. And if you want to do it with the ruler, you can. If not, you can freehand it like I do. Just make sure that you have a nice square here. Okay, you can look on your cutting mat to see if that looks squared, and it does, nice and squared there. That's perfect. That's what we want. And you'll have this little excess right here. Hey, you can throw this in your scrap bin and use this for something, right? Okay, so we're going to put that down here. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Once again, 2.5 inches and 2.5 inches. Make sure you're nice and squared. I'm going to go ahead, make my mark. And once I put that to the side, I'm just going to grab my rotary cutter and I will go ahead and cut it. Now you can use your ruler. I'm just used to doing it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way. And I will go down the other side as well. And then I'm going to look at that little corner. There's like a little bit of a thread that I'm short here. Let's see. Tiny little thread. That little corner sometimes gets you. There we go. So then you just kind of take this out here and you've got your boxed corners here. But we're not done. We need to kind of put the boxed corners together, right? So what we're going to do is, before you can do that, you want to go ahead and we need to sew these side seams right here. Okay, you've got both sides here that have not been sewn yet, right? All I did was pin them down together. So you want to go ahead and pin them, make sure they're nice and lined up on the side. Okay, and then just pin it down and then go ahead and do a 1/4 inch seam on the side right here. And that's what we're going to do here. Now you have to do that step first before you can go ahead and finish up that box corner. So let's go ahead and do a quick 1/4 inch seam on the side here. And we're going to have to wake up Miss Molly here. She's been a little sleepy lately. We kept her up for a little bit. So let's wake her up here. Miss Molly, wake up. Good morning to you. And let's get going here. All right, so I have already pinned these, and so I'm going to go ahead and sew this side seam here. And I'm going to start on the thicker piece. So you've got two sides of your bag. You have one side that's pretty thick because you have all of the foam and your outside fabric, right? And then you have the other side that just has the lining. That's going to be an easier sew to do because it's just two pieces of fabric. So if your machine cannot handle the bulk, go ahead and use that walking foot so that you can get this seam down. Let's see if I can drag this over here. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and line her up right underneath. And I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam on here. And so go ahead, make sure that you are all lined up here. You got your pins in place. And let me see if I can adjust this just a bit so you guys can see that a little better. Hopefully that works. Okay. Then we're just going to slide her underneath the ruler here, and I'm going to go ahead, lower my presser foot, and we're just going to give her a 1/4 inch all the way down. So go a little slow when you're on that thicker side because it is a little harder for it to sew. And you've got all this thickness that you're kind of going through. What you can do is just kind of run your finger on the inside to make sure that you are capturing the top and the bottom. Okay, and then line up, make sure you're giving the support on the other side as well. Okay. Lots and lots of bulk going on here. Lots and lots of bulk And we're coming towards that side seam here. And so that's got a lot of bulk here as well. And here we go. Now you're going to see this kind of drop. You see all of this space that's in between the two, that foot is going to drop. If you have a seam jumper, you can use that, or you can just go through it really slowly here. Now, I noticed here I have a little bit of an issue where my cut was not exactly to the edge. I kind of turned a little bit. So that's going to leave a little bit of a hole. So what I'm going to do to fix that, I'm just going to swivel it a little bit here, take a couple of stitches, and then get back right on line. So watch how this kind of, how I do this. I just kind of turn this over, get a couple stitches in, got my stitches, and I can get right back on track, and that little hole is now covered. So it's just going to be a slight little bump there, but I'm not going to worry about it, okay? And you can see why it's important to make your cuts, right? So that's where it looks like when I was getting towards that very end, my rotary cutter kind of did a little bit of a turn on me. So be very careful with that. Now, notice as I was stitching, especially on this side here, let's go to the front view so they could see this here. When I was stitching on my bulky side, right, my exterior fabric with all of this foam, my pins were pinning things together, but they were totally out of the way. You can notice that my pins are all the way out and going the other way because I wanted to secure this and I didn't want to have to fiddle with some pins while I'm going through all of this bulk. So when you're pinning it, you want to make sure that your pins are kind of way out of the way from your sewing area because you want to focus on making sure that the bulk is staying put and not moving around on you. So you can pin it, just make sure they're out of that sewing area so you don't have to fiddle with the pins. Now that I am on the lining side, now my pins are kind of lined up back on the edge of the fabric because the lining is a little bit easier to sew. So I can then pull the pins away if I need to, so I can get them out of the way as I go. Okay, so let's finish this one up. So I'm gonna go ahead. Got my pin coming up here, so pause a little bit, just pull that right out of the way, and then I'll go ahead and we're going to finish this up. Make sure you're giving her the support that she needs, okay? Okay, there we go. Cut your threads and you've got your nice 1/4 inch seam here on one side. Now we're just going to flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and start with my lining fabric just because it's a little bit easier for me here and I don't have much space. So let's start with that. I'm going to line her up here, 1/4 inch seam, put her right underneath the foot. And when you're doing that, you also, and let me just check here, you also want to mark, put a little mark and leave a little bit of a hole on the lining fabric, okay? Because we want to be able to open that up and turn it inside out. So I'm going to just kind of going to go ahead and stitch only to about here, then I'm going to back stitch it, and then I'm going to go ahead and leave that opening. So we'll do that here. And right here, I'm just going to go ahead and do a couple more stitches and then back stitch. And then I'm going to cut my threads right here. And I'm going to skip ahead, leave that little gap, just making sure it's enough that I can fit my hand in here. Leave that little gap, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick my spot. See how my pin is kind of marking my spot where I want it to come back. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to sew the rest of the way. So you just have to leave that opening on one side of your fabric. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. See. Now I have my bulk coming up here. And I want to make sure that my bulk underneath, that little seam allowance, I want to make sure it's going the same direction. So make sure that it's not flipping over on you. And then go ahead. And we've got this bulk coming through. We got to make sure it goes under the needle. And you see, you can kind of feel that your machine needs to work a little bit harder now because you've got all of this bulk. So just make sure that you're nice and lined up here and get your pins out of the way. You can take it off if you want to, and then go ahead and do the rest here. Okay. Got a pin here, and I'll go ahead and take that one out of the way as well. Okay. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and scoot this over to the side. What I want you to do is just kind of put your hands all across the seam and check to make sure that it captured both the foam, the fabric on the inside, and then the foam on the other side. Just make sure you have no holes where it didn't, you got misaligned and maybe it didn't capture it correctly. And look at your seams. You should just have that one hole here. Okay, I do have this one hole and I left that on purpose so I can turn it inside out. Okay, just check your seams. Go around and check your seams. Just give it a little glance. Make sure everything is nice and sewn together. And I'm checking that little part. That looks great. And then I'm checking my other side here. And I'm going to go ahead and remove my pins now as well. So you don't need those anymore. And you're just checking to make sure everything got captured. So go ahead and take off all those pins and check your seams. Okay. Once you've done that and you've seen that everything was captured and sewn, then now we can start working on those boxed corners because we are almost done. So what do we have to do for these box corners? This is where the instructions, I think, on this pattern wasn't really clear for someone who is a beginner and doesn't know how to do boxed corners. I don't think it did a great job in explaining what you needed to do, but it is quite simple. This is all you need to do. Lay this flat and you have your boxed corner that you made, okay? Go ahead and put your fingers in and separate it. When you do that, you're going to have this little hole here, almost looks like a mouth, right? Hello, it's talking to you. Hello.
Hello.
And go ahead, when you separate them, put your fingers here on the edge. It's going to naturally just kind of come down, and you want to go ahead and pull these together just like that, okay? Just put your fingers in. You've got me do it again. You've got your box. You're going to kind of pull it upright. We're going to put our fingers on the edge of those corners and we're just going to pull. That's going to bring this together. Just pull these two and let them naturally fall together. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go back to our sewing machine. We're going to do a 1/4 inch seam right across there. And we're going to cinch this shut. That is making your box corner, because if I hold it here with my hand, you can see here you've got that boxed corner here. Okay, that's going to be one side of your bag, and you'll do the same thing on the other side to really create that box. So that is going to be the bottom of your bag. Okay, and you're going to have a nice boxed corner here. Okay, that will be the exterior of your bag is what we're working on. So this is the side with the foam that's here, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and do that. If you need to pin it, you can. So we can go ahead, put this here together because it is kind of bulky, right? We want to put that in place. So if you want to put a pin, I'll go ahead and grab a little pin. Hold that in place on one side, and then I can grab a pin on the other side. Remember, I am pinning this in the opposite direction that I am sewing in. So I know I'm going to be sewing across this way, right? So my pins are going to be facing this way. That way my fabric is not going to shift. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Bring it to your sewing machine. And that's a quick little sew. So we can go there and we can do this. It just becomes a little bulky because it is a little hard to kind of put on your machine. So just kind of lift up that presser foot, get that lined up in here. Okay, and let's just kind of move this along. I'm going to go right here. Make sure I'm on that line because I should have cut this piece off and it didn't get cut. So we're going to go against that line right here. Okay. All right. Move that just a tad more. There we go. And boy, there we go. All right. Got it. Remove my pin out of the way because I don't want to deal with pins. So I'm going to scoot it back just a bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my 1/4 inch seam here. Okay, here comes that bulk here in the middle. You just have to push it to a side. It really doesn't matter which side you do. Okay, here we go. All right, go ahead and cut your threads there. And you've got your nice box corner. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'll remove my pins here. Same thing on the other side where I'm going to grab my edges and I'm just going to pull them. And then I'm going to go ahead and pin that in place so it doesn't shift on me. And I'll do one pin on each side of that seam that's right there in the middle. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Kind of maneuver it around the machine. Just kind of take control of it. I'm going to grab that edge and I'm going to go ahead and do that seam here. Push that to the side. Okay, there we go. All you have to do is make sure that when you make that seam, that all of the pieces got picked up into the seam. So you're going to have a nice box right here on your bag, okay? And now we're going to just flip this and do the same thing on the other side, which is on the interior fabric. So this is going to be the side that's going to be on the inside of the bag. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to pull these here, just like we did with the other one. Pull them here on the edges here with your fingers. It's going to naturally come closed. You're going to want to grab your pins. Go ahead and pin it in place so it doesn't shift around on you. Grab another pin here. Here we go. And then just bring that to your machine. And do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and just do a 1/4 inch seam, just making sure that we're capturing both sides. And just get as straight as you can get it on here. Oh, I think I got a little, well, that's okay. I didn't pull my fabric out and I caught it in between. So I've got a little bit of a fold on here. I'm going to go ahead and unpick that for just a second because I don't want to have that fold there. And I accidentally pinned it with the fold. So not much. It's not too much there, but I will try to pick it out. Now, it really doesn't matter because no one's going to see this because it's on the interior of the bag. You can see it was just a tiny, tiny piece. But I'll go ahead and fix it. Not a big deal. Okay. There it is. I unpicked that out. And let me just do a couple little stitches right here. Okay. All right. Quick little fix there. Okay. I lost my seam ripper. There we go. So we've got one more side to do, and I'll go ahead and do that. Stick my fingers in. This time I'll make sure my fabrics are out of the way here. Go ahead and line that up. And we're just gonna wing it here. I'm just gonna hold it in place. Do a little bit more than no, I think we'll do the 1/4 inch seam. And here we go. Just pick a side for that seam. And pull that all the way through. Okay, here's the fun part, guys. Are we ready? Now that we've got our boxed corners here, let me remove all of my pins. Make sure you don't have any more pins on the side because you don't want to stick yourself with them. And we're going to reach into that little opening that we left here. And I want to go ahead and we're going to pull the bag out.
Oh,
yay. So I'm going to go all the way down to the corner of my bulky side here, grab this corner here and start pulling it out of my little hole here. And this is where you just have to use a little bit of your strength here to kind of pull it out as best as you can. Okay, she's coming out. She's coming out here.
Patches says hello.
Oh, Patches said hello. Oh, my little Patches. Such a good little boy. All right, we're almost done here. Here we are. So we're pulling it out.
Yeah, I don't have a drum roll.
No drum roll? No drum roll.
What's a drum roll?
Ta-da! Yay! No drum roll. Now I'll just kind of stick my hand in and poke out my corners here. Here we go. Let's do the other side. Poke out those corners with your hand. You can get a chopstick. You can do that purple thing. You can do anything you want to poke those corners in, but you can see how you have your nice boxed bottom here, right? So we got a really nice boxed bottom, so that's going to help to kind of keep everything nice down here. And then you still have this interior area here where we're going to just stuff that inside, but we want to close up this hole first. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put my fingers in here, and all we're going to do is do a little bit of a stitch, about 1/8 of an inch, and that's what you're going to just do right here. No one is going to see this. It's going to be on the inside of your bag. So let's see, we don't have too much time. So let's just go ahead and say we went ahead and we stitched this one here because I want to put this inside so you guys can see it. So let's see here. I'm going to tuck this in with my hand. And the other thing you're going to want to do, once you have this all tucked inside, here's your little handles. Oh, amazing. Yay. Oh, hi, Josh. Hello, Josh. I'm so glad you could join us this morning.
Hey, Josh, coach, jocks, men of all men.
So Josh is our son's paddleboarding coach. And yeah, can't wait for paddleboarding season to start. And we'll be heading over there once we do. So he's an amazing Special Olympics coach, does a fantastic job with our son. So he does other sports as well. And he's just an amazing coach overall and a realtor as well. So if you're looking for something and you need some help getting something, you can reach out to Josh, right? Josh, just let us know. Let them know where they can reach you. Okay, here is our bag. We've got our handles here. Now, one thing you're still going to want to do is you can see how the interior is kind of just popping up a little bit. That's because we need to give it a top stitch. So you're going to want to go all the way around. And this is where you may want to go back to the invisible thread that we used. And we want to do a nice top stitch all the way around. And that will reinforce this interior fabric to kind of stay down here. And so you're going to have your beautiful bag, right? And she's all set and done with some nice boxed corners here. And we have a beautiful, beautiful place where we can go ahead and put all of our stuff. You explain it for all levels of sewing. Well done. Well, thank you, Tiny Tiffany. I appreciate that. So I hope that this is really, really helpful. And again, don't forget, you've got to top stitch this because you don't want to have the interior fabric. You see how this is kind of coming up here? You want to top stitch this down so that you have a nice, clean, professional look here. You definitely want to stitch that down. That way it stays nice and clean. So you have all of this ready to go. You have a nice big bag on the inside and you can put all of your stuff in here. And you have a nice design here right in the middle. And then you have your sides here that are just gorgeous with that nice boxed look on the bottom, right? We've got that nice boxed bottom. Karen says the bag is gorgeous. Great job on it. And the instructions were amazing. Well, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. I hope you guys have been able to kind of do this along with me. Let me see your pictures. Put it on our Facebook page. If you did, you've got your nice handles here that will really hold up the bag well. I think it's really great. Not too big, not too small. Very nice size bag for you to be able to put all of your things, and you are just ready to go. And with these colors, I think we're ready to go for Valentine's, right? Awesome. You see all the comments coming in. They're loving the bag, loving the fabric, love it. Awesome. How can we close it? Okay, so Faker McFig, if you're looking to make a bag with, let's say, a zipper and close it up, well, you needed to do that. At this point, you've already closed it and cinched it up. So you wouldn't be able to do it. What you can kind of still do if you have not closed that opening is you can kind of go back and maybe put a snap in here. Although I would have preferred to have it with the exterior fabric and the foam, giving it that extra support. So I'll have to find a project for you guys that has a zipper or has some snaps where you can kind of put them through. They're pretty easy to do, but you can do a little snap here. Maybe at this point you can do a little bit of a Velcro, put that on here so it closes for you. But for a zipper, you would have had to have done that on another step. Yeah, Faker, you can put a magnetic snap in the lining before you sew it up. Yeah, the problem with that is a lot of wear and tear, right? So magnetic snaps has a lot of pull to it. And if you're just attaching it to the lining, what's going to happen eventually, because it doesn't have that support, is it's going to start to rip around that magnetic snap.
Cindy has a great idea.
Let's see. Nancy can hide a present for Mr. H in the bag for Valentine's.
That's a great idea.
I don't know. Maybe. I think we could do something like that, right? But yeah, you know, have them hold my bag for me too.
What?
You know how you go shopping and it's like, hold this, hold this.
Go for it. For me holding your bag.
You can hold the bag for me because your gift is going to be inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty, so we have our nice bag here with the boxed bottom. I think it came out really adorable, really love it. I'll go ahead and give it a top stitch all the way around to secure that in place. And I'll show you the difference tomorrow so you can see the finished look. So it gives it a little bit more of a professional look when you have that top seam going around. I just need to change out my thread to invisible thread because I want to give it the top seam, but I don't want that seam to show on the top. So I'll use the invisible thread to top stitch that all the way around, and I'll go ahead and close up that side seam as well. But there you have it. You've got your nice little bag, and we have now completed yet another project. Yay. This is kind of almost the second project for the year. We had that really huge quilt, which, by the way, all I have left are the borders to do, and I'm hoping to do that probably this week. And I'm going to send it off to get quilted because my sister is sending me a little coupon that she got from So Yay, where they had a little sale, and you can, they will quilt the quilt that you send off to them. And the size that is part of that particular voucher is just a little bit bigger than the size of the quilt that I'm making. So that will be definitely something we can do. So again, tomorrow we're going to be doing a little bit of work on Embroidered, and we're going to stitch out something for a sweatshirt, and that'll be a lot of fun.
What Cindy writes.
Cindy says, oh yay, the CEO carried everything out. Yes, Mr. H, that is your title. There you go.
That's not nice.
Okay, so on the paper piecing, go ahead and reach out to me via email if you still have questions on the paper piecing part, and I'll see if I can kind of help you out through there, because we didn't get a chance to go over that again today. But reach out to me through email, and I will kind of show you what you need to do, and we'll figure something out for you. Okay, guys, we are just about at our hour. Thank you again for all of your support. I truly appreciate all of you being with us this morning. We have tons and tons of fun and great little projects that we can pull together. So I hope you guys are going to have a fantastic day today. Stay nice and warm, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter-free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long, my friends, till we craft once again.